everyone, Abby here with Purple Cottage Crafts, and I have a really beautiful tome that I just finished up this morning, and this is going to be up for sales. So at the end of the video I'll give all the information, like pricing and how to contact me if you want to purchase for yourself, and all that fun stuff. So this is going to be a flip through. Now I did do a live show earlier today on my YouTube channel, and my craft BFF Michele Scott was on there with me. So what I did is a full flip through of this with all the ladies that joined us in the live show. So I wanted to do a second follow-up video in case anybody was interested in purchasing this. They didn't have to sit through, you know, a couple hours of a live stream and like all the chat that happens in the beginning and in the end, that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm doing this separate video. So this is what she looks like. Her name is Sweet Stories, and she's really pretty, you guys. She's got kind of like a, you know, distressed brick relief on the front and on the back as well, and it has the curved spine, and it has the 5 ridges, you know, on there. Really pretty. I really like that. And so what I did is use one of the Tim Holtz little frame things, metal frames, and I typed on a piece of coffee dye paper. It says Sweet Stories, which is her name. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get into this. And I'm going to, I need to plug in my video camera because my battery is getting close to dying. I'm so sorry. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so sorry about that brief interruption. So here is Sweet Stories whenever she is full open. You can see she's a chunky one. Lots of real estate to journal, and lots of different, you know, pockets and tags and tip-ins and journaling places and whatnot. There are 143 pages, not counting the individual journal spots like that, or different ones that are excuse me, that are in like little pockets and stuff like that. So 143 pages with 6 signatures. So she is a nice, thick, big, chunky journal that is going to be hopefully somebody's kind of like dream journal to own. I'm hoping so. We'll go ahead and get started. Does the front cover on the inside and the back look exactly the same? This is an image I got offline or online, excuse me. And what I did is I put a piece of felt in between the paper and the fabric that's right here, and so it kind of has like a little bit of a squish to it, which I think is really nice. And there's also like a little bit of beveling right here. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but when you hold it at a certain angle, it kind of has that little bit of like a dome to it or something. And then here's a vintage button with one of my collage bits. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so you can see a little better. So this is one of my collage bits right here that I made. Oops, I gotta go out this a tad bit. Sorry, guys. Ladies and gents, excuse me. And this is just some fabric that I used on the cover and backs of each signature. So I have a strip of it here and on the back side too. It's not necessary to do that. I just think it's a little bit more aesthetic pleasing to me. So that's why I put that there. And just some different beautiful, gorgeous papers. Now, you're going to notice that some of the pages are you know, like different lengths and whatnot. That was completely intentional. I like the whole kind of eclectic look of having different widths of paper and embellishments and things like that. So you're going to see on each of the signature cover pages, it's going to be that strict with this really pretty kind of sari trim or sari silk, and then it's some cotton trim, and I just did like a rough stitch on there. And what you're going to see here, this is a different type of material. Cotton, actually, no, I take that back. It's the same as what's here. This, I just used a bunch of different sprays that I mixed and different things like that, and I also stitched that on the back. So I thought it was kind of like a neat way to show the different signatures when they start and when they end. So on the very first page here, you're going to see lots of different rub-ons throughout the entire journal. Some are complete like this one, and some are missing parts of the image, but that was completely intentional. So I did that, you know, on purpose. So on this first page here, we have a craft card, a piece of craft paper with a beautiful print on there, so like a little bit thicker piece here. I took some more felt. This is gray, and I made like a little pocket down here. And in here are like 4 different little journaling spots, and you can add other items as you wish, like ticket stubs or, you know, receipts from an event or photos, things like that. And there's like, so all the different pockets you're going to see throughout this whole journal, I did create them with the hopes that you would add more things to it yourself. So there is room to add more different, you know, memories and things like that inside these different pockets. So on this one here, this is the top pocket here, and of course, because I'm a purple girl, I had to include some purple. So there's some really beautiful purple roses and pink roses. A journaling spot here. You're going to see a lot of these different papers sprinkled throughout the whole entire journal, just different, you know, I just shrunk some down, some of my blue a little bit bigger. So you're going to be seeing a repeat of some of these. So this is just some lined paper, front and back. Everything that I printed was printed on some coffee dyed paper, and I also inked everything. I mean every stitch of this has been inked with the ground espresso from Tim Holtz. So you have like a double pocket there, plus a little collage bit right down here, and some trim that I put right there. And here on this next page, this is the craft envelope, and I folded this up. So this is like I took the craft envelope and folded it up toward the bottoms right here. So it creates one pocket here, 2 pockets there, and then a pocket on the back side. So on this first pocket, there are 2 little journaling cards, and I inked them, and then also added some sari silk ribbon on there that I used some sprays on. Here's like a little kind of a ATC size sort of, and I did some little snippets on the side there. And I did put up a video on my channel showing you all how to do some snippets. I think it was a quick tips with Abby video. I will link that. It's below, and then I'll also put a card up here as I'm editing the video. So that's just backed out onto some of that thicker craft cardstock, just to kind of give a little bit more stability. And you can journal on those and do whatever you like. Next pocket up, and you'll see the top of the craft bag when I take these out, so you can see the kind of the crimpy edging right there, the blinking edge. And these are just some more of those same papers printed on coffee paper, and that they look like that on the inside. So that's what these little bits of paper are here for, journaling and whatever. And I did stamp on the top of the paper sack as well. And on the very back here, this is one of my favorite papers I used in here, besides them with the purple roses on it. This is a gorgeous piece of paper that I did some of the snipping on the side here, instead of just doing that like a rough distress edge. And the back is all coffee dyed. And then this is an envelope, and this has a piece of the coffee paper inside of it as well that you can just journal on. Flipping all the little, I'm really making this a flip through by flipping all the paper around. So down here is another rub-on. It says Delightful. Next page, I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame here a little bit. Sorry, just trying to move here a little bit. Let me zoom out just a tad so you can kind of see the top and the bottom of the pages. So hopefully that's going to work a little bit better. There we go. So up here, you're going to notice I did do quite a few of these little mini collage bits, so to speak, and I'll hold it up so you can see what I'm talking about. So for most of it, if not all of the different little tiny text and word strips I use, I ink them, back them up to a piece of fabric. This is some sari silk here, and then I use the little bits when I put the signatures and everything in the book. The top and the bottom of the pink was overhanging, so I took all those little little snippets, and I use them in the journal itself. So you're going to see a lot of this in the journal too. I thought it was kind of a fun thing to do, to add parts of little snippets and little pieces into the journal itself. So I have little kind of, you know, text collage strips or bits on there. This one here is some more of that sari silk ribbon, and this is down, it doesn't go all the way to the very end. I kind of have it just stopping right there. This is some of the sari trim, and then from here to where the end of this here, this is all, you know, all stuck down to this little pocket thing here, and I just added a really pretty kind of, you know, shabby chicy pearly little bead on the bottom. You if you don't like that, you can easily untie this and replace it with something else if you'd like to do so. So this is a little doily that has some different inks and sprays on it, and I have a couple little journaling things in here. This is from Hobby Lobby, this paper. This is a button here, and I'll point out the buttons that are actually vintage buttons. This one is not. But I did sprinkle some of those in here. And then here is the journaling spot. And this paper is really, really pretty. It's from a Hobby Lobby paper pad. You're going to find a few of these throughout the tome itself. These are like little ATC size little embellishments, and I corner rounded both sides, front and back. Put some pink felt on here, and then I just made this into a pocket. So this is like a little journaling spot here, and I have another one in there too. Let me grab it out. This one's actually folded in half, but there is a lot of room to add more than just what I have here. So I just made sure that I had enough of the felt on there to kind of accommodate more papers. And then here's like a little collage bit right there, and it says a memory to hold. So the other ones you're going to see throughout the rest of the journal, they all have the pink felt on it, and then and what I did is I kind of overlaid it with some different materials. So you'll see that as we go along through the rest of the journal. So it's like a little, pocket here, and then this is the back side here, and you can journal here, and you can even journal on this part if you wanted to do that. So I tried to leave quite a few pages this blank, meaning not having a bunch of, collagey bits or different things like that. So you have a lot of real estate in here to do some serious journaling if you want to do that. And here is one of my, I have two of these in this particular tome. They're actually true vintage little bulldog clips, and I did this using some rusting technique on there. So I like how that kind of has that really kind of really cool kind of old vibe to it. And you're also going to be seeing some different wax seal stamping throughout the tome. I did do another quick tips with Abby video where I showed you how you can create this resealable wax stamp image. So I'll link that below as well, and then put a card up here. And then I just have a couple different papers in here that you can just use for journaling spots. So there's that, and then there we go. And those just kind of tuck in there. And this is I believe this one says open me. I used a bunch of different stamp impressions, so it wasn't kind of the same throughout the whole journal. And let's see here, I'm already at 10 minutes and I'm still in the first signature. I'll try to hurry a little bit. So here is a half of a doily that is sewed in as a signature, and this is one of the many rusted paper clips that I used, topped off with some this is some sari silk here, and the rest of them are mostly this kind of lacy netting. So this is an image here. I was actually going to use this for one of the front covers, but I like the other pictures I chose instead. So you can journal on the back of this if you want to, take pictures to it, whatever you want to do, and you can also move this anywhere in the journal you want to, since it's just paper clipped in. So, or you can remove it totally if you want to use it for something different. This is going to be your journal, whoever wants to purchase this, so you can do with it whatever you want to do. You can move the envelopes around, whatever it is you want to do. So down the side here, have another bit of some rub-on, and I'm pointing out here that there are some pieces missing. That was intentional, so just so you know that. And then here's a really beautiful rose one. Stenciling. Here's another little flip page in here that says, I had a lovely time. I have to zoom out a little bit, guys. Sorry about that, because this is so wide. It's not one. I can't really get a close-in shot. I'll hold it up if there isn't anything. Want to see like a collage bit or something like that. So this says, I had a lovely time. Here's a little mini collage bit with some different fabrics, my tiny toucher, and a wood button. More of the rub-ons there. Here, and then here's a collage bit. This is actually stuck to the page. This is a combination of some different textiles: paper, fabric, canvas, wedding dress appliques, thread, and some glassine bags right there. So that's a little bit, you're going to have a little bit of a collage bit there. And on this one, there's more stamping with some butterflies, and I have one of the Tim Holtz index clips, and this is just holding this journaling spot, and this one I showed you earlier is just folded in half. That's what's there. And there's some more journaling here, more blank space. This is a really pretty stamp from Prima. I love it. This is from the Tim Holtz, one of his die cut packs. I can't remember if it's Wildflower wallflower, one of those two. And this is like a little envelope here. It says to be preserved, and inside this little envelope it is another little piece of some coffee dye paper. It's in there, and this is like a little tuck thing. You can pull this in or out if you want to do that. And then on the back side, this is like a double, or like a two pocket with the doilies. So I just took a smaller doily and I attached it to the bottom of the larger one to create a little pocket right here, like that. So these are some little envelopes, and this one says memories and the way I feel. This is a flat back pearl from Money Me Gabby, and this some of that pink trim I showed you on the signature. So I won't pull up both because they're basically the same. And it's just some more journaling spots right here that you can fold this out and do some journaling and whatever it is you want to do with them. Really cute little envelopes, I think. So those are just kind of stuck in here like that. Down at that doily. And then again, just more. Now you're going to see some parts of the pages where they're kind of ripped or pieces missing. That is completely intentional as well. Again, it just kind of goes with the whole vintage kind of you know, kind of really worn type of a look, like it's been up in, you know, grandma's attic or something, and it's been touched and pages ripped that accidentally, whatever. So that's kind of what I was going for on that. You're going to see some different stamping, almost like ghosting. I just get like one really good stamp, and then I go around through the rest of the book and finish off that ink that's on the stamp. So that's intentional too. Over here, this is a really pretty collagey bit. This is a flower I smashed down, have some more of that lacy trim right here, and some fabric, and then a rusted safety pin. This plastic sheath that you see right here, this is actually a true vintage library book pocket, as well as the cards that go in it. I just didn't use the cards on this project. I used two of these. You're going to see another one closer to the end of the tome. And these are, again, just more of the coffee dye papers. I use some of the different tiny text and word strips. I'm thinking of you, a sweet story, in my heart, little things. And the sweet story, of course, is where the name of the tome comes from. And so they're all just like that. And I did that snipping edge on there too. Just kind of different because I love to distress the edges, not only with ink, but like using my distressing tools, my scissors, things like that. And I'm really kind of having fun doing the whole snippet kind of a look right now. So, and then these just slide back in there, and there you go. So normally this goes up to the top, but I cut this down on both of them because I didn't want you to be like trying to dig in there to pull something out. So I cut it down just a little bit, and I think it just looks really, really cool. Let me hold this up so you can see that collage a little bit closer. So there's that. And then another page with just some more stamping, ghost stamping. Again here, this is a wax seal. I just did the butterfly. Has the perfect pearls on it, so it's kind of shimmery. Then there's this middle page here, and then just some more coffee dye paper. This is just for decoration. You can flip it over like this if you want to. I didn't make this into like a little tuck spot or anything. I just like the way it looks. I think it really goes with the vibe of the tome, and I really like the texture, not only from feeling it, but looking at it against the paper. So that's why that is there. A little more stamping on that one. This is just some washi tape. This is actually a nod to what I do in my traveler's notebooks for my for my trigeminal neuralgia. I have like little bits of washi tape left, and instead of throwing them away, I keep them, make like a little cluster on the bottom of the page. So I did that here just to kind of play around with it and stuff and see how I liked how it looked inside. The pink fabric you're seeing in between each signature, that is vintage fabric. And then starting a new signature, so you know when the signature starts and when it ends, because it's going to have this trim with the pink on the inside. So this is like one signature. So I have here just some stamping again. Here's another envelope on a rusty paper clip, and oops, I'm going to flip that over there. So this is a really pretty envelope, and it has more of the journaling pages, but these are a little bit bigger size. So just did that, and then I have a collage bit on this side. Really, really pretty. I did not do any wax seal stamping on these because I didn't want to cover this up, because I think it's really, really pretty. So grab this and clip this back on. And I think it looks really cute when you clip it over the page like that, because when you flip the page over, then you're seeing that really pretty design from the envelope flap itself. And a little flippy page here, another collage bit, more stamping. This is a little pocket I made. I used a glassine bag, and I just ran it through one of my embossing folders. and I just add a little bit of inking to it, and I made like a little collage bit there as well. Used a larger sweet sequin, or excuse me, applique from a wedding dress, some different sari silk, and then some paper and some more of that netting. Here are a couple different really pretty images. Oops, that's upside down. And on the back side, you can journal on those as well, and they kind of tuck in that pocket. And then on this side, just more journaling. Again, here's another rusty paper clip. This is just a piece of paper that I from I think it's Hobby Lobby, and what I did is I attached the back side my coffee paper, and I put it together, and it has a really nice feel to it. So there's a lot of space in there to journal. Really beautiful paper here. You will be definitely seeing this one in an upcoming tome that I'm going to be working on. Really pretty. Some more journaling space. Here's another stamp, and we're starting onto one of the papers. This is actually from Hobby Lobby, I think, too, their brand. So this one here, I did embossing again, but this is actually a piece of wax paper. I kind of wanted to play with that and see how that would look. So you can see the wax paper, and you can see the design. Another one of my embossing folders I have, and I did a little collage bit on here on the bottom, and then tucked inside here are again some different papers with some of the fabric scraps, and made some journaling spots. So you can really tuck a lot of things in there. Plus I think it's really pretty when you can kind of see through that. So I like that one. Some more random stamping. Here's another collage bit. This is a vintage button, wedding dress applique, some salvage edge trim, some lace, and some cardstock. A little floppy page here. Again, lots of journaling space. This is another stamp I use. So I do like one really good stamp, and then what I do to not waste the ink left on the stamp as I go through and I keep restamping it over and over until it doesn't show up anymore. So that's where you're going to see some really detailed stamping, and then some not so much. Again, that's intentional. Again, here just some more stamping. Be happy, be bright, be you. Try to put a lot of positive affirmations in here too, because I love that. On this little flappy page, I made a larger collage bit. Trying to show all the collage bits up to you a little bit closer. So it's got some another rusted safety pin, some wedding dress applique, salvage edge paper, glassing, cotton trim, all that kind of fun stuff. And then the back side. And here on this page is another little collage bit. This is actually wax paper again, but I used a different embossing folder on that one. And then I have, so this paper is actually stuck to the page as part of the collage, and I made a little pocket right here, and this is just another piece of paper. I'll show you this receipt. Actually, I'll show it right now what it looks like, because this is from Michele. There's some Michele papers in here, and her channel and her Facebook groups are always listed underneath the description box under my information and my social media links, so you can go check her out. So this is just some sari silk trim. Michele sent me some of these really awesome tea-dyed receipts. I just added some pink ballet slipper spray that I made and inked the edges and stuff. So, and this is just purely for you know, aesthetic. It's not like an official closing or anything like that. So, and then it just tucks right nicely right back inside that wax paper little pocket right there. And then the little sticker says pieces of life. Oh, hang on a second. I just got trying to get a little flip underneath there. There we go. So yeah, it just says in here pieces of life, and it has yeah, it has some of that netting trim on there too. So get that. There we go. Tucked it back in there. And then back side of that paper from Hobby Lobby, more blank space for journaling. So this is a really great example of where I said that not all of the rub-ons had the full image on it. I did that intentionally where some of it's missing. I think it just really adds to the whole element of making this look old and used. So on this page I have another envelope. This one has a wax seal of a rose with some perfect pearls on it. And this has a collage bit on the front. And then I'll take this off and show you what's inside. And again, this is part of the resealable wax technique I showed on my channel. This is another piece of paper that has just like a really pretty kind of pinky blue on the back side, and it's just plain copy paper. Well, because I printed on copy paper, but the other side is just the copy paper itself, and then this is like the really pretty pinky blues. Now this is a nod to my scrapbooking from like years ago, where I get the paper wet, crinkle it up, kind of distress it and ink it or whatever, and then it looks like that. I think it's really, really cool look. So trying to kind of incorporate some of my old scrapbooking techniques and things I used to do into my crafting now. So it's kind of fun to kind of marry the two a little bit. And then here's another, I love the big splotches of coffee paper. Just really, really pretty. This one says the story. This is also on a piece of some cotton trim. And here is another one of those ATC cards that I was mentioning to you. This says she kept her word on there, little word sticker. Pink felt, little, you know, kind of tiny collagey bit there. And then on the front side here, it says taken from the past. And inside you have two other receipts that Michele sent me. I'll pull out the one, but they're the same. So I just added some more pink spray to it, and these are tea dyed. Very, very pretty, and she makes this. So if you're interested in getting some of Michele's paper, go ahead and click on the links in the description box below and get in touch with her, because I know she would love to make some for you, for anybody out there for other crafters. So there's that one. Again, intentional having this page ripped off right there. Okay, just some more stamping and some kind of missing rub-ons. Going into the third signature now. And here we have this. This is just a really, really pretty piece of paper printout that I printed on coffee paper, added some stickles, and put some glossy accents on the bird. And then I tied it off with some more of that lacy trim or lacy mesh trim. And then it has a topper on that one as well as a topper on the paper clip. So you kind of get two with that one. And over here, just some more, you know, rub-ons. And then this is another one of those little kind of thicker ATC pieces that you can use for journaling. And this is a index tab from Tim Holtz. Down here, I have another one of Michele's receipts that I turned into a pocket. And this is the paper that was in that last envelope that I didn't pull out. This is exactly what it looks like. And the difference on this one is I actually put coffee paper, a second layer of coffee paper on the back, just to kind of create like a little journaling block, and to kind of make them look different from the ones prior in the book. So I have, let's see here, For a Moment. This is wonderful, and my little trio of tiny Tatcher staples from Tim Holtz. Some butterfly images, just really, really cool. I love the visual texture, not just the, you know, physical touching it, but it's like the visual texture. I think is just really, really cool. So let me hold this up so you can see this one. Another little thing from Tim Holtz's die cut packs, and then just some different trims and things like that I just used. Here's another really pretty stamp. This is from, I think this is Graphic 45. I can't remember exactly. And this right here, the little flippy page. These are some little clips that I got from Walmart. They're in the kind of like the beading section or something. Like I think their intended purpose is to make a really kind of pretty jeweled bobby pin or something for your hair, but I wanted to use them in here. So I did the rusting on this one, and the other three you're going to see, but it didn't really take too much, but I still think it looks really cool, and it kind of fits into this book. So this is just a little piece of coffee paper that I did my little snippeting around. Made a collage bit on the front, added another word strip, and then on the back you can do some journaling. So I'm going to put this back on here. And the really fun thing about this is you can move these little pieces I have clipped in the envelopes and things. You can really move them to wherever you want them to go. You know, this is a really, really versatile tome, and you can customize this as much as you want to. So I'm just going to stick it right there, and I'll come back and I'll put it in the right spot at the end of the video. Just trying to hurry a little bit. This is a stamp there. And then just some more journaling. This is half of a glassine bag. It has some washi tape from Christy Tomlinson's, one of the Planner Society kits I subscribe to. And then I have some more stamping on the back side. And inside here we just have another piece of that beautiful rose with script paper. And I topped it with some more of that lacy mesh there. And this goes back inside. All nice and snug as a bug in a rug. And then just some stamping down here. And then I have another envelope. This time I used some green sealing wax, and I used the butterfly image again with the glossy, or excuse me, the perfect pearl. So inside here I have another one of those really pretty purple papers, and this is just some cotton trim, and that you're going to see this throughout the whole journal as well as the closure for this journal. So all I did is just stick it on this back piece like that, and you open this up, and then here's another journaling spot, and it says dreams. You just kind of wrap this around it and then tuck this in like that, and then you're good. You just put it back in the envelope and clip back on the edge of the page. So just another really kind of fun way, I think, to you know, add a little bit to your pages and stuff. So that's why I like to do that. Those little extra touches like that. Okay. And then over here, and you, oh, I forgot to show you the little collage bit that I did on the envelope. So that's what that looks like. I'll hold it up a little bit so you can see it. So I always decorate the ends of my pages too. I don't just the back sides. I like to have them decorated as well. So there's a little collage bit there. And then you can kind of see the doily look I have going on there as well. Again, this is another like double doily kind of pocket. And then here, these are some Prima papers with my copy paper on the top. I rounded the corners, and I just used a couple of different number stickers from Tim Holtz's, you know, tiny text words strip pack. It's not, I'm not actually called that. I'm just kind of making my own word for it. But anyway, so there's this one. Then there's like a little collage bit right there as well. And you can also use this for a pocket if you want to. Like let me just grab this piece of scrap paper. So if you want to stick something in here, you can do that as well if you want to do that. So if you want to bring in your own different types of notebook paper or journaling paper, you can definitely do that. Here's a stamp up here, kind of like a ghosty stamp. Another little flippy page. This has another one of those little ATC type cards. This one has this is the glassine bag, and underneath it is that same pink felt that I showed you earlier. And then it just says Dream of Beauty on the bottom there. And then this has what I use to sew this signature is what I have on this card. You can also slip something underneath those strings if you wanted to do that. And inside here, just another journaling page. So on copy paper again. So there's that one. Flip this back in. There's some more journaling there. And then here is a bookmark. I kind of like a bookmark holder. I think it's really cute. I just took some fabric, some text fabric I got from Joann's. I cut it out with the definition of the word inspire, and then the definition of that. Did like a really rough kind of, you know, rugged type of stitching on there. Attached it to some gray felt, and I put some more of that little kind of like lace mesh type of stuff, and then I just corner rounded these so they would slip in here and out of it easily, because if you have like a square edge, it was getting kind of caught on the lace. So these are some different papers that I used. I backed them up to my coffee paper. The backs are all stamped with the butterfly, and then what I did with these is I actually glued some of the the really pretty pink half back pearls on here onto the top, so those will stay. These are not stuck to the bookmark at all. You can pull this off if you want to. That way you can use this, you could bookmark 6 pages, you know, the 3 different clips and then the 3 different tags, or the bookmarks if you wanted to do that. So I thought that was kind of fun. I kind of came up with that, and I'm going to be doing this again in future tomes and in future books and whatnot. So just some more stamping, and this one says little things down there. Another half flip page there. This is another little envelope. It says thoughts that whisper to my heart. More of that washi tape, and what's inside here is just more of the plain coffee paper. So just to try to speed this up a little bit, I'm not going to pull out the pieces that are just strictly the plain coffee paper like that. So because you can see what it looks like just from this. So this is another kind of double doily pocket. I have some different cotton fibers down here and some different little bits of sari trim and whatnot, and I have 2 more of the journaling spots again, just printed on the copy paper and inked front and back. And you can also use this back piece here as another little pocket flap. Some more stamping. This is a ruler piece from one of the paper pads I got from Hobby Lobby, and I used another one of those little pink remnants there, cotton remnants. This here is the other half of that glassine sack. I just stamped on the back, and then I made a collage bit here on the front. I'm trying to show you the collage bits up close if I can, so you can kind of see that detail. And then again in here are just some papers that are inked and then printed on coffee paper again for more journaling. And then here I have this paper here is paper clipped in. This is a really pretty paper. It just says, you know, tell your story, lots of room to journal, and this is what it looks like on the outside. Just a really pretty graphic. and a little flippy page here. And this is what I was talking about. Some of them are in the middle, some are at the bottom, and some these are at the top like that. I just like how it looks. I think it's just kind of a fun little look. So I'm actually going to push this one down here. That way when it's, you can still see when this is flipped over. And again, just some more space to journal, stamping, some different rub-ons that are kind of, you know, intentionally kind of, you know, missing little bits of it. This says listen to your heart. We're stamping and going on to signature number 4. Okay, we're making pretty good time. So this is some really pretty papers. I like. I had a lot of fun using them in this tome. Some more different rub-ons, coffee paper again, of course, and then this really pretty paper from Hobby Lobby. This again is ripped on purpose. I kind of wanted that kind of worn look. And then another piece of green paper. On the back side, this has this really pretty graphic that has, I put some little tiny Tatcher staples on top, and I did the snipping again on there, and it's inked in front and the back side. Little place to journal if you want to do that as well. Here's a little half flip thing. It says she could believe, and I have another little Tim Holtz die cut piece there with some of the lace mesh. Here is another one of these really, I think I showed one of these earlier because I did the glossy accents on the bird. So there's stickles and then some glossy accents, and you can put a picture on the back if you want, or the front. You could do whatever it is you want to do with it, of course. I'll just paper clip that back inside there. It's hard to get through this. It's like I said, it's 143 pages, so I'm really trying to make this under an hour if I can do that. And then just some more butterflies and some more stamping. Here is this really pretty piece of paper that I just cleaned off this butterfly stamp on there, and I think it looks really pretty. So you can just do some serious journaling on that one as well. Another larger rusty clip, paper clip. And inside here, another stamp, another little half flip page. This is a craft bag, and this I cut this end off so I can make it a pocket as well. So this has, I think, a couple different types of paper. Yeah, so this is another one of, I showed this earlier already. You already seen this one. And then this is some actual vintage typewriter paper from the early 1900s that I got from one of my shops, like on Etsy. And this is one of Michele's papers. This is a receipt that she sent to me. Again, I added some pink, did some stamping on there. So just, I think it's kind of fun to have different types of textures of papers and stuff to write on and kind of touch. Little collage bit there, and then on this one it's just a the same thing, more of the copy paper, and then just another piece of that. This is stamped too. Just another piece of the vintage typewriter material. Tuck you back in. This one says in everything love. Again, here this is another really pretty envelope with a collage bit on it. And on the front it says just breathe. I think this is one of my favorites. I think it's just really pretty. And then there's that. And on the inside is more of that tissue paper I just showed you. Or typewriter paper, excuse me. So I won't pull that out since I just showed that one to you, but get this clipped back on here. Okay, oops. Get that back on here the right way. There we go. And just some more blank pages here for journaling, stamping. This is not more of the same. This is just that same paper with inking on either side. So, and that's paper clipped as well. It says Amazing You. Some plain pages here. This says Escape Reality, and kind of flip it over there. It's got a really pretty floral pattern on the back side. More miscellaneous kind of stamping. This little tiny collage bit I just put in the corner just because I think just because I thought it looked really pretty there. And then here's another intentionally ripped page, torn page, and I love this paper, it's so pretty. And then there's that one, and then that's the end of the 4th signature. So moving on to the 5th one, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. This is a it's more of the stamping. This is a really pretty piece. I showed this on a prior page already, but I did it again. That was really pretty. It says Remembrance of Things to Come. And then you have a lot of room to write there. Just tucked underneath this rusty paper clip. And Just some more blanks, pages. See, don't be afraid to journal on the pages that have a graphic on it like this. You can take like a black pen and it will totally show up on papers that have a pattern like that. So just in case anybody's looking and like, well gosh, how can I journal on this? It's got flowers on it. Just use a black pen and it'll show up. It looks really pretty. I think I do my own personal journaling. So this is from one of the cut apart pages. Is from a Prima paper pad, and it's backed up with some of that same vintage tissue, or I keep saying tissue paper, typewriter paper with a little rusted safety pin and some material, and then on the top here you can see it's kind of sanded down a little bit. I like how that looks. This is the paper we've already seen throughout here, but it's just a larger piece of it, and I put that little stamp on the inside there, and it's folded into fourths, and it has that same snipping on the edging there. So you're going to really see me doing a lot of the snipping in this one. It's just another fun technique to kind of make your pages look, you know, aged and distressed. This is really pretty too. More space here, and a little half flippy. This one I won't pull this the other one out because you can see what it says, but more of those little ATC things backed up to the cardstock, and again, little fabric collage-y bit there. And this is really pretty paper too. I love that one. And here, another little flip here. This is a collage strip, so I'm also going to be making collage strips like this in conjunction with my collage bit. So if you're looking for any of these be made like a certain color, a certain theme, whatever, just send me an email or send me a private message here on YouTube, and we can kind of talk about what you're looking for and the different sizes and things like that. So I think it's really fun just to make it like a longer little collage strip. So it goes up from there down to the bottom of the page, and it's that's an actual vintage button as well. Another rusted safety pin. And sorry guys, I'm trying to get back in frame when I pick the book up. Here's some more of that little lace at the bottom, the meshy lace that says, remember, happiness is a way of travel, not a destination. This is another little die cut piece from Tim Holtz. Again, the same thing here. This is something Michele made and put together for me. So you're going to be getting not only Abby stuff in here, but you're going to be getting some Michele stuff in here as well. I think it's really, really cool. So this is really pretty half butterfly stamp, some more of the washi tape, which you can peel off if you don't like it. It doesn't stick like regular tape or anything. It's like removable, so you can peel that off if you don't care for that yourself, which is totally fine. Like I said, you can customize this as much as you want to, as much and little or as much as you want to. Another one of these little ATC sizes. Again, this one is the glassine sack as well. Ran through my embosser, and then I have more of these same little journaling sheets that I've shown you many times prior in the prior pages. I just put this little strip here, and this I hand wrote journal. This is a really cool kind of old clock that has some Tim Holtz Distress Collaging Crazing medium on it. So I thought that was kind of a fun little look to that. More journaling here. These are some more receipts from Michele, and I'll show you these. Again, I just added some my own pink sprays to it and did some stamping. And you can write on the front and the backs of these if you want to do that. I think it's really pretty. And then this one here has that same butterfly stamp you've probably seen a million times already in this tome. So there are little journaling receipts there. So again, more Michele paper, Michele, you know, crafty goodness. Let's clip these back on here real quick. There we go. Oh, one thing I want to note about these two, the paper clips, I used glossy accents and I glued the lacy mesh to the top of the paper clip, so it's not going to slide off or anything. It's stuck there unless you intentionally grab it and jerk it, or that will come loose at that point, but it's not going to be sliding around inside the book and stuff. So I just thought that'd be kind of like a neat little touch too. Little collage bit here, just a tiny one, little flip paper there. And then this is just a little journaling spot with some stickles on it. The back side is coffee dyed as well. Well, all of this is coffee dyed. I guess I can quit saying that. Sorry. And then here is another little rusted paper clip, more journaling. And now, ladies and gents, we are moving on to the last signature. Phew! So what I have here is I took another one of the receipts from Michele. I folded it up a little bit and I made it into like a little pocket. And then I just added a little tiny text word strip there. And then a piece of fabric in it, another piece of paper. Just more of these ones that you've already seen in here. So you can draw on the front and the back. And of course you can add more to this pocket too. So let me just get this tucked in there. go. And then moving on to the last signature, almost done. So open it up here, and this is another one of those really pretty little like note card size with the stickles and that kind of stuff. And this says "Fill My Soul" on the bottom. And then again on the back side you can move this around, and another rusty paper clip. This is the first part or one half of the craft bag that I used in prior signatures. This one I made a collage bit as well, and then I used some of my beeswax paper, the music paper that's on there. That's actually vintage music sheets, and then that is not, let me look at this button. That is not a vintage button, so I just want to point that out so you're knowing what you're getting here. And inside here, just more of the same, those same journaling pages I've already showed you before. And the back side is just, you know, you can write on that back of the envelope if you wanted to. So I try to keep some of these plain so you could have some different journaling spaces and whatnot. Just more blank pages for journaling. And here again the back is right. It's really kind of try to leave a lot of blank pages for journaling. I love those little drops of the coffee when I did the paper. Here's another envelope, and this has I didn't do the wax seal because again I think this is really pretty. So inside here is just more of that same journaling paper, just for time's sake. Another one of these here. It's tied off on the top with a hole reinforcer. And what I did is I got this from We Are Memory Keepers, and you make sure you can use this on your own cardstock or whatever paper you want to, and it makes your own custom hole reinforcement. So that's what I did on here. I think it's just kind of a cool thing. So I use part of the vintage, or part of the receipt Michele sent me. You can kind of see it on the back side there too. Just kind of a fun thing to do, just make it look a little bit different instead of just, you know, the plain hole itself. And more journaling. Here's another one of those old bulldog clips. This is another one of those papers. Again, you can write in the back and all that good stuff. More journaling here. And I have to tell you, this, when you write on, when you journal, stamp, whatever it is you do on a doodle or whatever, when you write on paper that has patterns like this, it's just so pretty, so pretty. We use black or maybe a deeper brown or something like that. I just love how that looks. And just some more random and rub-ons, some stamping, again kind of miscellaneous. Here's another little envelope here, and this one has a little collage bit on the back as well. And it says the proper use of the words. That was really cute way to decorate that. And this has a feather wax seal with perfect pearls in it, and then again just more of that same journaling paper that I've showed you a ton of times already. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this under an hour, 45 minutes, so almost there. Here's the other half of that craft bag. This has a collage bit on it, and I really like that one. I think it's really cool looking. The glassine, embossed glassine. And all of these look like this, or just the plain, or both of these, excuse me, are just the plain coffee paper that I made, or I dyed, and I did the snipping on that one as well. This has a couple different word strips you can see right there. So lots of places to journal in the signature as well. Did a butterfly stamp there, and then another collage bit in the upper corner. I just really liked how that looks next to this pink edging. So last page, ladies and gents. So the front again, or the back again is just like the front. And then this is another one of those vintage library pockets. You can kind of see the plastic. So what I did here is I just added some washi tape to the very top edge, so you'll know where the pocket starts, because it's directly underneath this piece of washi tape. Did a tiny little collagey thing there. And I just have some another little piece of that vintage typewriter paper, journaling spot again, and then just more of the coffee dyed paper. And I think this looks so pretty. You can write over those too with like a Sharpie or like a gel pen or something. I've done it before, so it looks really cool. So that is this is the Sweet Stories tome that is up for sale. I hope you liked the little flip through, well, long flip through. I tried not to go too fast, but again, I didn't want to make this like super long. But I felt it was really important that you saw every piece and page and component of this tome. So if you're interested in purchasing this, you really know what you're getting. And then I ran some the creepy cloth on the spine, so it's kind of show up on the top and then again on the bottom. And like I mentioned earlier, you can totally take this bead off if you don't want it to be there. put your own, whatever it is you want to do, because it's going to be your book, so you can do that. So let's talk about the details of purchasing this. So this book is going to be $195 including shipping here in the United States. Anybody international, it's going to be $195 plus international shipping on top of that. Now, a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of materials and different things like that it went into this whole tome. That's why the price point for my tomes are going to be about that price point, because there's a lot of work. This is not a repurposed book cover. I made this from the ground up. This is all individual things that I did, you know, the attachments, all the pages and stuff, and the signatures. So there's a lot of work that comes into this type of a project. So I just kind of want to mention that, because that's a higher price point than most of the things that I create and sell to people. So I just want to mention that a little bit. So if you want to purchase this, just make a comment underneath this video once I get it uploaded, and then say, hey, I'm interested in this, or hey, I'd like to buy this, and then follow that comment up with an email to either scrappinabby or purplecottagecrafts@gmail.com. Both are linked in the description box below, and I'll put them across here too as I'm editing the video. And then it's going to be kind of a first come first serve. So whenever the first person who wants to purchase this emails me after making the comment, and then they're going to have 24 hours to get the payment to me via PayPal, so I'll send you an email, and that way, and I'm giving due 24 hours from the time I get the email from them, because I know I have a lot of international people that watch me, as well as people who live in different time zones here in the States. And if I don't hear back from the person who contacted me first within that 24-hour time period, I'm going to then go to the next person in line. So I will have all that information detailed in the description box below, so you can check that out. You can also send me a message if you have any questions. Hopefully I didn't go too fast. I know I talk fast, but like I said, I didn't want this to be over an hour, and we're just about 15 minutes. So I love this tome, and I hope you ladies love it too, and that you'll want to purchase this and have something from my hands to your home. And I just love it. Really pretty. So, and I can also make custom tomes too, meaning if you want it to be like a bridal or a birthday, a wedding, baby shower, Valentine's, anniversary, those kinds of things, Christmas, you know, kind of fall, Thanksgiving, just let me know. I'm always taking custom orders, and then I'll work out the details with you privately by email, and we can kind of talk about the different things you like, what you don't like, and stuff like that. So these kind of things are my most favorite things to make when I'm making customized pieces, because I can really, you know, really make this personal for the person who's going to purchase it from me. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, this is $195 including shipping here in the United States, and it's $195 plus shipping for international. And again, there are 143 pages, not even counting all the tags and the drilling spots and the separate papers I put into different pockets and stuff. So I think it's a really pretty, beautiful journal, and you're definitely gonna have a lot of real estate to document some memories. So I will see you all next time. Happy scrapping, happy planning, and happy crafting, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!